There we are. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Namaste. Akasha here. Let's see, we'll give a little more room. Wonderful. This is a unicorn. It's not hanging like in a bad way. This is a little unicorn hanging from the fairy goddess mother. So it looked odd there. So welcome, everyone. Akasha here. Very excited to be here with you. I've just did a 2-hour Oracle bonus call for some people and teaching, and invited my Oracle class in to watch, to be a part of the readings, because there's so much depth in my Oracle deck for sure. But it's a agreed upon communication form for divine intuitive communication, and it's a subtle level of communication like intuition. So today we're going to dive into intuition. Truly one of my favorite topics, not the word I used to use, but it's the most common word. It's very important to understand that we are very tiny percentage of us is this physicality. This world is not the limit. It does not determine who you are, what you get to have. And because you and I were raised in a world from a long history now in a dark consciousness state that thinks it's okay to treat each other this way, right? To just all of that. But the point is that if you are the creator and you're the only person inside of you that can decide what that means, what to give your attention and your energy to, and if you are taken to a mountain and left and said, good luck, and we're not going to tell you anything about who you are, and we're going to we're going to leave you here with nobody to guide you, and we'll check on you later. It's kind of how most of us were raised. That you're bad from the beginning, you're wrong, and unless you were raised in a really wonderful family that had an unusual perspective from what I've seen in the world, the Maya, the wise Maya, the ancient Maya, the wisdom that is rising so fast right now that people are being just called to this kind of wisdom. There's a very sacred, very advanced spiritual retreat that I'm a part of in December. If you're interested in Mayan, direct source Maya, working with a shaman and so on, contact me. I'm going to share a little bit about that soon, but it's almost more than half full right now, and it's not for everybody. However, what I love about the Maya is that they lived in an equality and love. They believed and knew that you were divine and human right from birth. So there was never this whole living half your life thinking you're just this body and you have to work hard and you have to agree to timelines and you have to suffer and struggle. And nothing you've done has been wrong. So what are we missing? We're missing over 90% of us, of reality, of possibility, of potential, of help, of support, of communication, of healing, of resources, of ideas, you name it. If you're new to the expanding world of metaphysics, spirituality, multiple dimensions, timelines, what are the popular things now? I've been studying and teaching this for about 38 years in this life, and along the way you will discover that you have multiple lives. You live in and out of the fourth dimension, which is time, and you can access all of these right now. And that's where your intuition comes in. When we talk about intuition, we're talking about your ability to communicate in many languages, your ability to communicate in many different forms. So email, text, phone, okay, just as an example, right? Downloading software, uploading a video. So there's clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, everything you can think of. There's being an oracle. There's being a visionary. There's being a seer, right? There's being a hearer, being a knower, being a midwife, being a wise woman, being a medicine woman, being a priestess, all of these things are simply words that chop up this field of senses that is a natural part of us. And because of our history and our upbringing, who cares? Let it go. It doesn't matter. It's just, where am I? I'm right here. I have this upbringing. I have this mindset. I have this fear. I have this block. Let's go. I'm ready to move forward. Where's the life my soul intended right now, right here? That life your soul intended. So the first thing I want you to do is check at the door as you enter our sacred temple. We're going to have some live intuitive readings, and I'm going to share more things, more wisdom as it's coming down through as to why one of the most powerful things you can do, the most self-love, the most self-development, the most business, financial, confidence, pick any concept or thought within that idea, it catapults that. The government spends money on developing intuition. Extreme things like remote viewing and traveling wormholes and all this other stuff, they've been doing that for a long time, but they also train their highest level people. If you want to become one of those highest level people, if you are in espionage or surveillance, right, or whatever these games that they play, these people are not operating like James Bond, okay? Not just because of technology. Oh, I have a cordless phone. I have earbuds versus wired buds, like all the layers we've gone through is only a reflection of how already our intuitive network works. So we're getting physical manifestations of something that's already in us. And we have a history of being told that we aren't intuitive, that intuition is bad, it's the devil, it's evil, you're going to be persecuted, burned, drowned, killed, outcast, ridiculed, blamed, you can't trust it, and I don't know, a million other things, okay? So there's a blob of energy around the idea of, oh, I'm an intuitive being. 90% of me is in a different realm, is unseen, is unheard to the average physical vehicle. This is a car. You got in this car. This car has limitations. We can't see what dogs can see. Hear what dogs can hear. We can't see what insects can see. Wow, they got the most amazing vision, right? So all these different things. And then we start to go, wow, I love oracle cards, or I love sacred traditions, or I love the Native American connection to the eagle or the condor or the swan for the Celts, right? Or, here it's also an eagle or a quetzal. And so why? Oh, is it pretty? Yeah. It's the energies that it has. It's its abilities, its skills, its medicine, its personality, its expertise. Everything has that. And everything is alive. And everything is here consciously. And everything is in its own growth pattern, in its own hero's journey, in its own spiral cycle of life. Everything, the tree, the roots, the rocks, the koala bears, the clouds, the moon, the sun, the water, the earth, the crystals, the animals, the people, the angels, the nature spirits, right? The fairies, the fae. Wow, we work with them a lot here in England. And the land, the guardians of the land, Mother Earth, Father Sky, depending on how you relate to it. 14. So intuitive world is so rich and so deep and has everything you need. You don't need anything outside of you. Everything outside of you is a reflection of you. When you chase what's outside of you, you are looking in a mirror going, don't do that. Smile at me. Why aren't you smiling at me? You need to smile at me. Why haven't you paid me? Where's my money? Where's my honey? Where's my love? Stop talking to the mirror. Go inside. Reawaken this massive intuitive network that is natural to you in your light body. Now, your light body is the physical body and chakras and antennas and all kinds of things. I have entire courses on this, right? And your auric field, which is your physical etheric, that's around your physical body, so to speak, intersecting, right? And then the chakras are intersecting all the bodies. So your third eye chakra or your heart chakra is then here connected to the physical body. It's called a personal chakra. So you have a subtle energy interacting or intersecting with a physical body. And this is what brings life force into a body. A body is, as soon as the spirit leaves, or whatever you want to call it, we see it. The body doesn't do anything on its own. And if you didn't have your intuitive network, you wouldn't even know what to do. So you are listening to it every day. You are working with it every day. However, your consciousness and your level of consciousness, and you're unraveling your fear, and you're finishing your programs and your patterns, all of that for all of us on the planet right now is at a peak. It's at a crescendo. And we're watching the massive metamorphosis from the center of the storm. But what we were reminded of the other day in the Oracle class was that at the center of the storm is what? Calm, peace. So when you remember that you are the center, you are the divine, juicy center, you came into this body. Bink, here I am. Your body has 8 original cells in it. It's where your body formed from. Sperm, egg, boom, 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 right? And the body sprouted out. It's still there. It's in your sacral, near your root, and it's at the bottom of your umbilical cord. And all of that is still an energetic network. You're meant to tap your umbilical cord into Gaia directly. So all of these things that separated you from this incredible part of you that's natural, that you came with, that you can't separate from. You can't separate from it no matter how many lives that you were burned at the stake, you were ridiculed, your reputation was ruined, you lost your job, you were looked at weird, you didn't listen to yourself and then regretted it later. And the times you went to schools, for mystery schools, for healing, for communication. And remember, this was normal to many original cultures and indigenous cultures. Why? Because none of them were polytheistic. None of them were monotheistic. No, none of them thought of God the way that we have placed the idea of this God being this man and this power outside of us, looking over us, judging us, and having to rise to be good enough. This is not at all the concept. So one of the most powerful things you're going to get this year in the Intuition Awakening Summer Camp is going to be that I am going to bring you, I didn't even know this, but here we go. We're going to bring you into an entire wisdom reality, a cosmovision, a level of reality where the wise masters of light, the Maya, live. And they are wanting to show you how, if you shift where you are thinking from, where you are perceiving from, where you are watching from, where you are believing from, your reality will change immediately. The minute you realize that, oh, I'm standing in mud, I'm going to step out of the mud, versus just going, I don't know where I am, I don't know where I am, or I'm stuck. Energetically, this is a moment to step out of time into knowing you're divine and human both, that both of those have to be honored, both of those have to be cared for, both of those have to be developed. And then now is the time of reunion, unity. You have to reawaken your sacred feminine and your water, your ability to manifest with the energies of water, which is purifying, cleansing, life-giving. It can be a tsunami and wipe everything clean. It can be a gentle rain, right? It is a constant, fluid, never-ending kind of movement, right? And so that energy plus sacred feminine wisdom was what we were supposed to finish before 2012. We have to learn that. We're going to activate that, and then we're going to go to the next level, which is practicing in this new field, this new realm that's there right now. So we're going to tap into that and play with that right now. In the Intuition Awakening Summer Camp, we focus primarily on practice. So you'll come in, I might give you an insight or a wisdom, whatever the spirit wants. But one thing I can tell you for sure is that everything that comes through me is intuitive guidance so that you can see and feel and understand the level of intuitive wisdom you can have. I'm going to teach you how to receive, how to understand what's coming through, how to perceive it, how to describe it, how to start to understand it, to decode it. What does it mean? How to stay in your intuitive side versus your logical side until the time is right for you to switch into decoding it from your logical brain. There's activations for sacred space around you. So you will always go into communication, whether it's just walking down the street, you're in intuitive communication with everything around you. When you're sleeping, you're in intuitive communication, you're off doing a lot of stuff, your body's here doing stuff. This is happening 24/7. You don't even have to be aware of it. You don't even have to believe it. You don't even have to understand what it is. So the sixth sense that they talk about is basically like the awareness of intuition. It is a doorway. It is not an end result. It is not like, oh my God, some people have it. Maybe it's wrong. There's nothing wrong with it, even though laws have been made against it. Why? Because if you develop your intuition, you're free, you're sovereign, you're independent. Nobody can control you because you go to your own source, you go to your own inner authority. This is the journey of uprooting the ego, of freeing yourself from the materialistic reality that may have consumed most of us. Workaholics, chasing things, thinking certain things are important, worrying about doing it right, having an entire culture that thinks they're superior, and yet in reality, they're not even close, okay? Hi, Josie. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Olga. Hi, Jonah. I'm sorry, my eyes are a little funny. Hi, BB. Well, hi, Philip. I don't know what you're doing here, but we're going to go ahead and do that. Hi, Stacy and Susan and Marnie. I saw Marnie when I came on. Hi, Kathleen. Hello, Kathleen Halima. Wow. Kathleen Halima has a really beautiful frequency to it, doesn't it? Ooh, wow. How beautiful. Good. Well, I will tune in. So the way that I do the readings is purely by spirit. I can't do everybody who usually comes to these, but I can promise you that you will get a lot if you haven't already, because we are in sacred space. We will be receiving transmissions. They might be triggered by someone else asking, but there's always some wisdom in there for you. There may be one that you were like, wow, that was exactly just for me. And doorways open. So intuition works in many ways. 360 senses, 20 primary senses is what we have to now awaken to next. That means you don't go out and say, oh, I have to activate my third eye. You go into the flow and see what's coming to you, okay? And then you widen your willingness to receive and how you might receive. And you become more and more passive and more at the center of this big, beautiful light body that we're talking about. So you're going to activate your light body. You're going to know how to do all of that. You're going to know how to connect in several different ways with a person, with a place, with the past, with the ideal guide, with the ideal whatever you want, because intuition is about saying, okay, there's a language and there's a million versions of that language. So the ancients really believed in oneness and 1,000 faces or 10,000 faces or 10 million faces, of which I'm one and you're one, and Jaguar spirit is one, and turtle spirit is one, and Celtic wisdom is one. And I love it when we go to the UK because I am Celtic, and I spent 16 years very active in the RCG goddess with the ritual committee, learning about all the beauty and the connection to nature and the reverence that you have when you honor the moon and you honor the growth season and you honor everything as this living being. And it's then the Native Americans that I studied with had the same thing, right? And the animal spirit people, healers that I worked with in the beginning, where I first started learning animal communication. So my whole path has been opening from nothing, not knowing that I was intuitive or using these skills or what that even meant, or I'd never heard of the word clairaudient or clairvoyant or anything. So There's many, many more. And what a lot of people do is trip up by wanting one thing and then focusing on, I don't have it and I want it. So I'm going to give you a very powerful tip right now is if you really want to see things, that was my thing. It took me for friggin' ever. I think it was 3 years of doing a lot of spiritual work, a lot of mystery school work, meditating, going to workshops. Everybody else would say, oh, I saw this and I talked to this guide and that goddess and I went here and I didn't even know all this stuff was possible. And I was like, I didn't see anything. I started seeing colors. Then I had a hypnosis session with a friend who went through school. And that just blew everything wide open. And that's why I decided to become a hypnotherapist. That, and I went to a seminar where this person who was an expert at hypnosis and was going to lead a whole how to hypnotize yourself, to get past your patterns, to do extraordinary things, to be creative, right? To lose weight, to whatever, how to do it with other people, you know, if you want to do it with your life. But the night before he did like a magic show. And it was with all the people you were at the conference with. So a lot of them I knew. And that I would have thought it was fake if I didn't know the people who were on stage getting hypnotized and doing the most amazing things. And it was that moment that I realized there's other realities right now, right here. And I'm living in this reality and I'm believing that this is good and this is bad and that'll take time and maybe this will work and do they like me and all this other nonsense that we get caught up in. Because if I'm the one choosing and I'm the one picking and I'm disconnected from 90% of the information from my past, future, present, from the moment, from the energies of Jupiter right now, from the energies of the Jaguar medicine, you know, like if you tune into anything, maybe you just like crystals, maybe you love to nature, maybe you love to sit with the sun or the moon. Everything's alive and it has medicine for you. It has guidance for you. It has information for you. And you don't need to know all of it and you don't want it all at once. So you need to come and do something like the Intuition Awakening class if you haven't been trained how to activate your light body, which includes having the right intention, the right protection, the right allowance, the right filters, and takes you along into your awakening at the right rate and state so you don't blow out all your senses or have one of these crazy Kundalini awakenings. I work with many people who have had that, and there's no reason for that right now. However, respect this part of you. Start to give it your attention. Start to say, I'm willing to listen to this part of me, to remember this part of me, to respect this part of me, to develop this part of me, and to give it love. So the most powerful, spiritual, lovey-dovey, heart-centered thing you can do for yourself is develop your senses, develop your light languages, develop your, not like speaking like that, be able to decode symbols, be able to understand, to listen, to ask questions and then listen, to use an oracle deck until you know it, to use one guide and get to know it, to create relationships, to see where you're blocked, to see where you have past life fears and past life memories tied to your ability around intuition. So it's a kind of a minefield when you go in here. Maybe you're currently in a reality where people around you don't like it and don't believe in it, and you're having to like really be brave and secret or make choices, really strong choices just to go to a class like this or read a book or meditate every day. And maybe you're over here and you're like, I've been doing this spiritual practice for 50 years and I'm just ready for the next step, right? We're all different. We're shedding super fast. And right now, I want you to have the keys and then get into the moment and then to let go of who you were and then to wake up and activate these senses within you that are just sitting there like at the starting gate, ready to go. Now, we're used to doing things with a lot of effort. And that's the next thing that is going to be very powerful teaching this year is there's no more efforting, chasing, worrying, trying, wanting to be the best, worrying about being the best. This energy is going to be cleansed away and you come in just relaxed and receptive. So we are all going to receive some beautiful intuitive messages. What's intuition? Well, it's everything from visions, hearing voices, receiving sudden answers or solutions or ideas or healings or releases, right? Suddenly having clarity about a person, place, thing. But it goes so much deeper. This is like the surface language. And for years, the elders and the really advanced spiritual teachers have been saying your visualization, your telepathy, these things are kindergarten. Get going. Stop doubting it. Stop going back and playing in the mud. Come back over here. Get better at it. Practice with it. Be the apprentice wizard with the wand. I'm looking for something that's a wand like here. Where is my wand? Well, we've got this, and you're blowing things up because you don't know how to manage your own energy. It's okay. You don't have to be perfect. You do have to start deferring to your own intuitive intelligence. You're the only one with the connections you have. Right now, they could be half blocked. They could be mucked up with fear. They could be tied down to old beliefs. They could be opening and wide, and you're pouring in with information and you don't know what to do with it. All of these are reasons why in my course, in our group of only a certain number of people, right? Because we have to have time for everybody. This is the path where you master yourself. You know exactly what to do to make sure that you're aligned, you're clear, you're cleansed, you're in the right space, you're open, you're receptive. And now, like they just said, more than ever before, you're going to be intuitively receptive, which is very passive, but not like you're passed out and you come back later and say, what happened? Like you expand while staying aware of the body and aware of that higher self, and you're watching and receiving on many, many levels. That's beautiful. I'm just seeing that. So we still have our copal and I think that's bergamot. Thank you. Cleansing and clearing, all of these things. I've got crystals here for clarity. I highly recommend that if you're working with your intuition, if you're working with receiving healing energies for yourself or other people, if you're wanting guidance and answers, if you do it through a pendulum, if you do it through visions, if you do it through meditation, if you do it through automatic writing, I call free flow writing. If you do it through scrying, oracle cards, what else? Nature, coffee grounds, runes. There's just a million ways and languages for you to receive intuition. So sometimes we'll focus on one thing. One year we were really looking at signs, and it was like messages, messengers, and medicine. And it was like we were all sharing how many animals and different things were showing up all day, and then noticing them, and then they amplified, and then the idea of what they meant to you in that moment started to become more clear. So there's this journey, that we go on together. So I have underneath my computer, as well as around me in other places, citrine. It's the first thing I recommend. And you make sure you get a real one. This is not that very expensive piece. I have some but it's hard to get real ones. So don't buy one that's been fashioned and carved. Make sure you get the most natural. Citrine holds clarity and never ever lowers its energy for anyone. It's also abundance and other things like that. I always have rose quartz because I'm at the frequency of love, and everything in my intuitive field, and I'm inviting you to be the same way. Do not use your intuitive powers. Do not go to the trouble to remember and develop them, to use them for your own good and in any way to hurt others. There is no need for anyone else to suffer for you to have everything you want. That is not the thinking that we are going to rise to. So we're going to go to higher states of consciousness. We're going to work with energies and entities that are going to support you working through love, which means there's an infinite amount of everything. I plant the seeds, I sow and harvest all of mine. Nobody can take my stuff. I'm not in competition. I'm not afraid of others. I'm not, trying to compete and be better. I'm a fan of obsidian for a lot of reasons we could go into, but it's a black stone. So any kind of black stone, I highly recommend you have it with you when you do intuitive work. card work because I wear it. You can see I have my obsidian Ixchel here. I usually have bracelets. I often have 2 or 3 necklaces with Jaguar and other symbols on it. But black stones in general will absorb negative energy, will protect you from negative energies, from fears, from manipulation, and help you to see through. So when you want intuitive communication, what better than tools like this to help you be clear? It's the reason to activate the temple the way that I show you, and your body, and connect in a certain ways, is that it makes it easier and faster. And this is a common comment by students throughout the years, is like, you practice and you go, oh my gosh, it's so easy when I'm with you and we're, together in the class. It just seems to flow. That's because I'm a master of doing this for a long friggin' time. Okay. So that's why I'm here. That's why you come. And then you start to be able to hold your energy. You develop your capacity. You build your strength. It's like going to the gym. You're going to go to the gym and you're going to go to a boot camp and you're going to get stronger. You're going to develop parts of you that are weak. Like, oh, I'm going to work on the back of my arms because that's my weak spot. This part of me is really good. So maybe you're really good at being present and, communicating with the animals, but you can't get messages from your higher self, right? Or maybe you're just confused why your body's always doing things and you're angry at your body and you're wanting to get rid of the pain, and you're judging it, so therefore you're keeping it, but you're just unable to surrender enough to hear the message of what it's trying to tell you, right? And you really want that. There's so many levels of intuition, right? Just going through your day, knowing that you're always in every moment and time and place, you're always at the right point. So these are just some tools for you. I also have my Nahual, my animal spirit, which is a turtle, and has a lot of 13 and sacred calendar and a lot of other meanings to it. That is up to you. But if you do have a sacred spirit guide, animal, could be any form of anything, bring that along for you as well. Ask them to support you, because these are working 24/7. They're available to support you. They know what you need at levels you can't tune into. You can create a group around you. In the class, I teach you and take you through building your network, connecting with your network, seeing where you are. And they're already showing me this is going to be very different this year. How we connect, what we connect to. We've embodied a lot. And yet this is something you can do anytime, any place. And you could put together these stones. They don't have to be big. They can be just tiny little pieces of each of these or something. Turquoise is another one. Be careful, it's real. However, this is, of course, a phenomenal communication stone. Now, the throat chakra can be many different colors of blue. It's more than the color, okay? Turquoise is highly valued. It's very spiritual. It's connected to high vibrational realms. Many, like the Anasazi of the Native Americans, were revered. I lived in New Mexico for 6 years. It was turquoise jewelry everywhere, Arizona, right? A lot of those places. Why? Why did they revere it? Here in the Maya land, it was obsidian and jade. And because they had a connection to the medicine that it had, it represented many things. It represented spiritual goals. It represented turning your lead into gold, alchemy, right? That's a European perception. In the Maya world, that would be turning obsidian into jade. So you would go from your darkness, your smoking mirror, what's behind there, but obsidian is drawing out that. It's protecting you as you walk through your fears, your challenges, okay? So all of these things will help you be more clear, help protect you from any memories if it's too emotional. And you do have to remember that you're traveling realms, that when you communicate, it's not just like, oh, this is so fun. You are communicating, you're opening portals to other dimensions, other times, other places, other energies that you may or may not know how to handle. So please make sure you do it by disconnecting afterwards, for asking all energies and entities that do not belong to you, that are not for your highest good at this time, at this time, at this time. Please say that, please say that, please say that. What is optimal for me at this time? All the energies that are not optimal for me at this time, I give you thanks and release you now, and call on the violet flame, call on the violet flame, call on the violet flame. Just use that all the time. It is so tangible and embodied on this planet because it has been revered, it's been worked with, it's been anchored. You probably will feel it. And it's loving and beautiful, and reconnects you to your spirit. So when you do any of these things, these give you a clearer channel. Now, what I want you to do is to ask. So I'm giving you some of the first ideas and lessons. Some of these you might already know from me. Is to get your frequency, okay, around you. What are you feeding? Do you have disturbing loud music? Okay. Do you have alarms going off? Do you have people talking on the phone? Is there a TV? You know, create a space that is clean and pure. Okay. Then you go in, you do an activation, you acknowledge a temple, you call on these other energies to work with you, whether they're working around you, like the Infinity Healing Chamber, which is both bringing energy to you and taking energy away. There's whole levels of conscious medicine, healing, wholeness happening, between you and all these levels. And then you will be so clear that you will get answers, and you can start to play with the answers. And I wonder if it meant this, and I'd like more clarity on that. And maybe you could get the Prosperity Oracle deck and work with that as one of your channels or something that you do. So intuitive work is going to increase the quality of your life in every level, from confidence and presence, and knowing that the only answer is in this moment. So if you're distracted by the past or by the future, if you're afraid you didn't do it right, or you're not in the right place, if you're doing any of that stuff, I did that my whole life. That's what I help all my students do, is start unhooking from that and living in the wish fulfilled, starting to play with the field, starting to work with this. Open your intuitive channels, see, sense, and feel, understand the meaning behind everything. It has deeper meaning, not by driving yourself crazy. Oh my God, what does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? That's your logical ego mind. Let it go. If it wants you to know, it will come up. It will be obvious. You'll wake up tomorrow. You'll drink some orange juice. Something will happen. The Jaguar will come to your dreams. Don't worry. As long as you're present, ready, willing, open. Now your intuitive network, and it's like opening up all these channels, receivers. It's like a radio station. We're going from one channel to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you learn how to manage it so they're not just pouring in on you, right? You don't just accept anything. You're always filtering what's coming in. You're able to tune into it. But I want you to know that your quality of life, that what you want, it's already there. It's right here. There's no waiting. There's literally no waiting. Don't wait for spirit to talk to you. If you're not hearing your rabbits or your, I saw the rabbit over there, Ixchel. If you're not hearing the spirit guides that you're calling on, if you're not getting the results that you want, it's because of something that you're hanging on to, something that you believe, but it is not because you can't. You don't need anything else. You need some kind of cleansing, okay? You need some kind of clearing. You need to be shown that you have it. I have a client who, I don't know, it's a long story, but lots of up and downs and awakening and skills, and then afraid of the power of opening to such enormous levels of clarity and intuition, like 50,000 light years out there, and then coming back and being afraid of being out there and everything in between. And the idea is that the difference in the problems of, I might be weird, I might be persecuted, I might be ridiculed, I might cause pain to myself or other people. Those memories live inside of us because we've had that happen. I healed people, and then they called me a witch, and then they burned me and killed all my family. Like, these things are very much in our DNA. They're in our lineages. They're in our history. They're in the land. This is what's coming up. We're releasing the cruelty and the pain, and we're seeing it come up through some people into remembering the pain, or transmuting the pain into light, or being freed from the pain and seeing it as a doorway. That's what we do in my world. Or you're seeing people on the stage with that coming up, embodying it and becoming that cruelty, becoming that limitation, becoming that controlling. And that's going to be going back and forth for a while. So you need to come down to the center to walk through this next time, because we're going through fire years, we're going through metamorphosis, we're going into a new time of peace and beauty and harmony in the Mayan calendar, and they are by far, out of everything I've ever studied, the wisest ancient culture, past all the myths and the silly, goofy shit they tell you about them, still trying to dilute and erase their wisdom. But that's the promise that's available to you. Don't buy into anybody's negative story. And if your intuitive information is coming in negative, then it's not the correct information. You are polluting the filter. So I want you to understand there's so many different layers of not just like, oh, I opened a channel to my higher self, but how consistent is it? How many blocks do you have in there? How much do you trust it, right? Is it filtered through a particular perspective? Like, well, I can do it, but only if it's, like I can talk to higher realms, but only if it's Mother Mary, like that might be something that somebody could have based on your upbringing, your family. If you say, oh, I was praying with Mother Mary and Mother Mary came to me, Mother Mary was holding me, I feel so good because Mother Mary's on my side, that may feel fine to people who actually do not believe in intuition or think that it's bad or divination. So recognize you have a lot going on. Use these tools that I've just shared with you and know that right now we have the opportunity to catapult to a level of our intuitive awareness. We've got a bam, bam, bam. The masters of light keep showing me we can't leap over what we didn't do, but we can move through it fast, like a little game, like bing, 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 gathering coins or something like that. Wow, that's like, I don't play games, so it's like a distant Mario Brothers or something. But that can happen very quickly. And that's what this is let's get back and reconnect to every intuitive pathway in the sacred feminine energy, the polarity, the duality that's inside you, me, the earth, the planet, and this universe. Let's get it back on track. Let's get it what it was missing. It was like, there was an earthquake and buried everything, and now we've dug it back up and we can go back to our homes and we can pick up our lives from where we were. We've got to do that. Then we do that and we can start taking advantage of this moment right now. Right now is a time of unity, coming back into union, reunion, reuniting, communicating clearly with your higher self, with parts of you never knew you had, with concepts of realms, realities, bodies, lives, dimensions, interdimensions, doesn't matter, whatever you want to call it. Once you start traveling the universe, once you start working with these energies, once you understand shamanic vision, once you understand astral travel, these are just kind of limited words for your abilities to move through time and space in no time and tune into any answer, any cure, any solution, any guidance, any part of you. And I want you to be able to do that, because then you can start to say, I'm not living your dream. I'm not agreeing to your reality. I'm not playing war anymore. I'm not hating anybody. I'm pulling that back in. I don't want that in front of my face. I don't want to be the seed of that. I don't want to be feeding that. I'm going to pull my energy back in. And now I'm going to awaken my senses and I'm going to watch from inside of me. And what am I watching through? My heart. And what am I hearing with my heart? What does that mean? It's so abstract. Well, come to Avalon with us. We've got 3 spots left. And when we go there, we're going to be connecting to the heart of the earth and the heart of the hearts, and to Guinevere and Arthur and Mary and the priestesses and the waters and the sacred feminine and the ancient goddesses and who else? Eve and Morgana and all of those energies. And then we're going to be going in the moon, and we're going to be going to the sacred circles and going to these things that were built originally as goddess temples and healing temples. And so everything all the way through the end of the year is to raise the sacred feminine fluidity, the pathways that have been crushed, ridiculed, burned, we've become afraid of, we've shut down, we've locked away because they got us in trouble. So those all live pretty deep inside of everybody, but they've come up with my clients for at least 15 years now, the burned at the stake syndrome, unraveling your holding yourself back because of fear of some kind of criticism or retribution, or they won't like it, or I'll lose my job. And all these things have happened and can happen. However, if you're there, and you're awakening, then you need to get your mind and your powers of creation, whether you're ready to believe how powerful you are or not, and get into one of my classes with me so we can show you how powerful you are, and you can start being a creator instead of a sheeple that's going, what do I do? And, you know, how do I get out of this? You have powers that no one else has. So you're in a pathway that you're constantly, in every moment you have a choice, but you can't see the choice. Most people can't see that in every moment there's a choice. One choice is to go off road, to go through a veil, to go a way you've never been, or to go a way other people don't like, or to make a choice that that doesn't make any logical sense. That's intuition. The more that you trust your heart, the more you realize how your body feels and where you get the chills. And I was talking to a lady the other day who's just phenomenal, and she wants me I'm designing a pilgrimage, like about 10-day pilgrimage for her and a group of women, where we're going to be going deep into the Mayan wisdom and into the sacred sites and to inner pilgrimage and all of that. And we were talking just casually, and she had said she wanted to do that. And I said, wow, you know what's coming up? And I named a few different things. Some things about priestesses and white jaguar medicine and grandmother and stuff. And she's just like, ow, ow, ow. And she's clutching her head. And she was like, it felt like an axe right through the center of her head, which is your pineal. It's your all-seeing eye. It's your all your glands go right through the center. And it was horrible to watch, you know, because it was like this. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm hurting. And she's like, and then she finally recovered. She's like, phew, oh my God, that was so intense. And then she said, that's one of her intuitive communications. When that happens, and it had never happened to that degree. So that was like, yes, 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 right? Like, do this, do this, do this now. You have to do this. We don't want you to miss this. This is intensity of the communication. So that's one of the things that's fun, is that you get to know, oh, that's it. And then you start to realize, oh, the stronger that answer is, right, then the more important it is that I pay attention, or that I do it right now. When you get intuitive information started coming in, you might say, we're going to say see, but you might not be actually seeing, right? You might be like, oh, I don't really see. I just know. I just feel like you're wrapped in a white towel, and there's this thing behind you. So I'm going to start, and we're going to dive into whatever spirit wants to do to get us going. We've already had a little bit, and then I'm going to start doing readings with the people who are here, and I'm just going to be in flow. Like I said, whatever spirit says. Sometimes they feed me a name. Sometimes I scroll up and down, and whoever jumps out. So again, don't be desperate. Don't be worried. Don't be like, oh, please, 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 don't beg, because everything like that says that you don't have it, and that means you won't get it. Not only will you not get a personal reading, because spirit won't show it to me, because you're saying, oh, no, what if I don't get it, or whatever, but you're also too attached to it, and you're giving it a meaning. So you're being invited right now to let go of it and to what it means, because it also means that you have a very narrow place where you're willing to receive your intuitive network, right? Your intuitive information. Right now, because we're in sacred space, you are receiving information in ways you may not perceive or ever know, because multiple layers of you is communicating all the time to multiple layers and realms. Now, as you see and perceive something, if it's misty versus it's an iron box, those are forms of communication. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Is it solid? Does it feel ancient? Is it rusted? Would it fall apart if you stood up? But you perceive it's still holding you back because it's a giant 10-ton metal weight with a giant, huge metal, chain. And energetically, spiritually, at some level, in some life, you have this attached to you, and it's holding you back. And energetically, you start to get that image. You look at it, you describe it, you go, I don't know why I'm seeing it. You don't try to figure out why you're seeing it. You do not try to decipher the whole book or the message before the whole message is done coming through. Okay, that may change pretty soon. It could be that it's old and it's rusted, and that you're staying there pretending, feeling like you're still shackled to something. But if you stood up, it would just fall off, and then you're free. And a million other wonderful pathways we can go down with intuition. Okay, good. So earlier I did a 2-hour call with the Oracle deck, And I do want to make sure that you are aware that we have the Oracle Prosperity Sacred Feminine Mysteries class going on right now. We have 3 more live classes, but you get all of them and you get the deck. So please join us. It's a super incredible experience. And I teach you how to communicate, how to talk to these as a realm, as a world, how to enter them, how to speak to them magnetically at light levels in all different ways of using something like an oracle deck. And then, of course, our Intuition Awakening Summer Camp. So let's go ahead and take a peek so we can start to dive into this. I know that the other day I had this super, super passionate moment about this class, and I was just spouting over with all these intense and powerful reasons why you just have to do Intuition Awakening right now. Develop, 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 develop. Give it your, as if it's your life force, as if it's what's going to save your life, and it is. As if it was the secret you've been looking for to make your life easier or more successful or happier. It is as if it was the glasses, the perspective that you've been trying to find. Okay, so if you go to the shop, you'll see this is an actual picture of me and some of my friends and people at a incredible site where we have these unbelievable intuitive awakenings. And so when you come over here, all the details you need. I don't really need to bore you with the details of dates and times and all that kind of stuff. So it's here, it's on sale through tomorrow because we kind of extended it because of today. And please reach out if you want to. Let me know what it is that you would like to know and why, what it is about it. You know, sometimes people reach out and say, oh, I really need help understanding this, or there's payment plans. So if you need to have questions about that, doesn't matter what it is, but I can tell you that, no, I'm looking for this one now. Okay. I can tell you that it's so powerful what is going on right now that we have for the opportunities we have in this moment will never exist again. We're in, Jupiter, Gemini, going to Uranus, this, and we're coming out of that, and we're in, the snake year, and, we're having, time is accelerating, and we are in the center because we chose to be here, because we chose to remember who we were. And Maya means chosen one. That means the people, not a certain color skin or live in a certain place. I am Maya. It's a state of consciousness of where you choose to remember that you're divine and human. You choose to walk that way. You choose to do the world the way you agreed to spirit from that way. And that's my biggest hope for you, is that when you decide to amplify and accelerate your intuition, you will start to change your life from today. And it's going to change, like we said, your confidence. It's going to change your perception of reality, the information you have, your sense that you're supported, that you're on the right track, that you don't have to do it all yourself. So that was just a show. Here's our retreat in September. We have 3 spots left. A couple people, thinking about it. So jump in. Very powerful intuition. And this is the one that comes before it, all over there. And I have all of these below. Make sure you subscribe. You check out the playlist. These are really fun calls that we've been doing, is what are the gifts that you can take advantage of right now, even at home, of sacred travel, of powerful sacred retreats, and of Temples, Truth, and Transformation. And I'm going to do another one next week about something to do with sacred space. Okay, so I want you to think about this. Conscious intuition versus unconscious intuition. I've already told you you're intuitive. You're working with your intuition every day, all day long. You're communicating with everything around you, whether you're aware of it or not. Maybe you're very aware of the energies or the spirits of your tree, or you've done work in your house, or you have some sacred items in your house that you speak to, or you have your dogs or cats, or there is a communication going on, but you have intuitive communication going on all the time. your body wouldn't function. You wouldn't be able to operate in a timeline like you are, with so many different energies intersecting, interacting, the moon and the sun and the earth and the this and your life and all that. Okay. Conscious intuition is what we're talking about developing, and that is being aware, trusting, agreeing, seeing, developing, not hiding, finding out if you are hiding, what fears or blocks you have in the way, how that makes it your secret power, what's behind that. So accepting the abundance of support, solutions, guidance, and joyful possibilities that exist within you and living from it. Okay. So, we've got all that. So, I think I'm going to do this another day because this is just really intense. To master your intuition right now. And I'm feeling drawn to just move into some readings and see how this message is going to come through. I can tell you that spirit guides, spirit realms, very loving beings are everywhere. If you connect with them in a loving way, they're going to show up in your life in a loving way. But they respond to peace. And they don't respond to power over and threats. They don't enter unless you ask. And they'll only come if you ask for help and you're willing to release your fear, your pain, your blame, your whatever. You don't have to know how. You're fully accepted. You're loved, completely loved. So if you master your intuition, you are really stepping into a way to be a creator right now. Okay. And so if you're not willing to change, if you don't want to awaken, if you don't want this gift of these empowered senses, but they are a gift and they come with responsibility, and that responsibility is sovereignty and power and access to anything that you want very quickly, and co-creation. So if you don't want to step into your true power, your true voice, your true purpose, don't come to Intuition Awakening Summer Camp. If you do not wish to know and sense and communicate daily with this love and spirit and manifest the reality of light you envision, don't come to this class. If you prefer to cling to excuses and reasons and waiting and fight for limitations and blame your past and family and keep seeing like that's too, and you want to listen to the doom and gloom radio out there and all that, this is not the class for you. I don't care if you've done any of that stuff. We've all done that. I've limited myself and been a people pleaser and on and on and on. The path is unfolding. There is no place that you are. There's nothing you've done that's wrong. It's just that don't waste your time. If you truly are sitting there going, oh, I don't believe this isn't going to happen. But if you're like, what the hell? I don't even care at this point. Something's got to feedback. I need to be seen. I'm operating alone. If you need a community, something talking to you, then jump in or reach out to me. Okay. So I think this was the beautiful Quinn, or could be Sky. So last year we had Sky come on and talk about when she took Intuition Awakening Summer Camp, and Quinn has come on and talked about how it's completely changed their lives from so many different levels. And what happens from that? Well, you are, I'm just looking for something that we can look at instead of just me. Let's look at this. So it is worth your time and effort in this way or something else, but in one way or another, you've attracted this message. So don't think it's not for me. It's for you. And in another level, it's so for you that if you're here asking, if you're wondering, if you're feeling, a little stressed about, oh, I want a reading or something, then relax because you're already receiving your message. It is done. Okay. All right. Awesome. So I'm going to relax, and I think I am going to let you look into this one of my pictures. My beach here in the morning. This is not this year, but this is sunrise, sunset, sunrise. And sunrise and sunset carry very powerful energies, very powerful downloads of light, gold energy, frequencies, doorways. Sun was revered by all the ancient cultures. So do me a favor, as we're in this sacred chamber and we're getting ready, if you have a question, just focus on it and then let it go. And look into the sun. Look how it's creating that cross. This is where we are. We're in that place of transformation. Start to receive your own answers about what is coming to you. Receive the download of light. And I'll be back in 1 second and we'll dive in. So I'll go directly into talking to, let's hide that. And hi, Diesel. Hi, Sylvia. Oh, wow, Sylvia. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Eritag and Roseanne and Archie and Pat. Hi, Pat. I'm trying to see who else is in here. Good, good. Fantastic. Okay. So if you want a reading and you have some specifics versus just what's optimal, which is fine, but I am feeling very much like the energies want to talk of specifics, if possible, in some form or another. So Joanna Fowler, I'm really drawn to you, and they're asking, while I just go over there for 1 second. Hi, BB. Is you said wonderful. You want a reading. I'm so glad. Now, what's important is for you to focus in, and they want you. If you don't want to type it in, that's fine, but they want you to kind of go a little bit more specific. One of the things that's happening, hi, Leslie. One of the things that's happening right now is that we're being told to stop waiting, to stop being like, oh, I'm waiting until my spirit, and now I'm doing, and that's really good. We have to get out of the craving and the ego chasing stuff and needing it, and oh my gosh, right? It's just like unplug from that, okay? Receive. However, there is this like, we're on a journey and let's move forward and, let's have the answer to this so I can move to the next thing. And part of this is relaxing deeper and being willing to ask for something more specific, being willing to ask for it and then seeing what comes up. So I invite everybody to do that right now for a moment, is think about what would you like to ask energetically? You can put it in the chat if you want, or just ask it within yourself, write it down yourself. And then notice what comes up. Oh, I can't ask that. Oh, I'd be embarrassed. Oh, that sounds fun. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Oh, then I could do this. Like, does it open you to higher states of consciousness? Does it draw you down to hiding? Does it bring up fear or doubt? Like, just notice, and then receive this beautiful light. Receive this beautiful, beautiful light coming from the sun. Okay. Hi, Joanna. Oh my gosh. So the second that I said to be more specific, your internet went out. I just love it. I just heard more specific. I hope to see, you see this. I have no idea. Okay, perfect. Well, on the way back from the other side of the room, this rose quartz crown called out. So I can only wear these for very short amounts of time, but we have some beautiful love in this area. Okay. So what happens with intuitive, make sure everybody can hear me, right? Okay. What happens with intuitive versus like an oracle card reading, which is very specific. So if we were like, oh, okay, the card for you is, and that energy is, it's a very direct communication. It's a pre-agreed upon format or code, like, oh, 005, what does that mean? Oh, it means turn the lock to the left, right? There's an agreed upon communication. With intuition, it's very wide open. So unless we go in and we say, oh, specifically, I want to receive a vision, I'm really ready for more visions, and then I encourage you to state that and then release it and then say, and whatever is optimal, so you don't stunt your intuitive growth if you are ready to receive all these other forms of intuitive guidance, but you're all like, I want visions. Okay, maybe visions will come later, maybe they won't. I know plenty of really high level intuitives, very successful people who are like, oh, I still never see anything, or I don't feel things that other people feel. So you want to be you. Okay. Okay, good. So we're going to be doing Joanna. So this is I'm like reading the words that you wrote because they have energy, and then I start to perceive the energy glowing literally off the words, but that it's speaking to me. So I'm have another language, another conversation happening behind certain words. Some of what I teach you from my training as a homeopathic doctor, as a hypnotherapist, is that you listen and then you use words as doorways to go deeper. So you, of course, you're like, I want direction, which direction to go or stay where I am, and my marriage. And so it's not two different things because you are you. And the direction, of course, is dependent on a lot of things. So this is a perfect example of where this is, and you may, because we're not talking one-on-one, right? You may be like, oh, I have all kinds of details, but just in general to share with everybody, now start getting a little bit more specific. You can even get an answer and then say, okay, give me more specifics. Show me in my body. Feel in your body where it is. If you're like, what direction to go, can you do a body compass? So let's do that right now, okay? Let's all breathe in. I'm ready and willing and open and receptive to enter my body, connect to my intuitive network, to my auric field, my chakras, and you just feel yourself coming in, down. Now be present in your body and ask first, just hold in your heart, like Joanna, that you're looking for direction. And so it could literally be, do I go right or left? But I want you to give the context that I'm ready to understand the direction. And it could be, yes, do this thing is my right, no is my left, and take the next step to find out is forward, and stay still and wait till further instructions is backwards. Okay, you could give this context. This is a body compass. Your body is literally going to receive. You may get pushed forward or backward. You may feel pressure in your back and then suddenly realize you can't lean forward if you want to. You might be pulled magnetically left or right. So you're giving the language and your body, embodying your body. So I want you to do that. Okay, Joanna. And then everybody can do this and you can ask your own question. So I am here ready and willing, and I'm open and receptive to receive what is optimal for my highest good. And I'm ready to understand what is the next best direction to take in my life. And then each of you, I'm going to be quiet for a few seconds, fill it in for you. So if for you, it's like with my marriage, and then you give some options: stay, go, talk, take a break, whatever. You don't have to have that many. You could just have a simple go on this trip, stay home, enter school. And the body, what you're asking right now, is to be like a compass. Now you can ask different questions like multiple choice. Oh, should I do this for going to Greece? Don't get an answer. Okay. Should I do this for going on the UK trip with Akasha? Oh, yeah, I got a big push forward. Okay. Should I use this to go on a river cruise? Ooh, no, I got pushed backwards. Okay. So you can offer different solutions instead of like, here's all the options and then hold still. So it's like a pendulum, which is probably easier. Okay. So, what's nice about this is that everybody's getting their own answer, right? That intuitive work, my retreats, like people can come that are new to this kind of work, that have been working with me a long time, that have been doing all different kinds of spiritual or shamanic work or whatever for a while. It doesn't matter. We don't have to be like, oh, are we all at level 1, 2, 3, 5, whatever? There's no container, because you're going to go from where you are to the next level for you. I never force everybody into one box. And so the communication for you is very different. So now that was what I was guided to offer you about that part of it. Now I'm going to tune into, you didn't say any specifics, but and my marriage, like go or stay or what direction. So I'm just going to see what comes in. And of course, like I said, I think earlier, maybe it was the other call, but be open and receptive. Everybody here, you're receiving on many levels. You're receiving for her, but you're receiving for you. Okay, you're perceiving something. So you need to be receiving. Don't be listening and waiting for me to talk. You receive all that's there for you in whatever way, and then I'll share with you when I'm ready. Well, there's a lot that is being shown that is old, um, not ancient. I'm seeing more like maybe medieval or different eras. There's a lot of it's a power struggle. It's a couples. It's embodying king or queen, embodying the kind of ruler, um, shrouding certain things, hiding things kept in the dark, things behind you. It's like seeing you move into both people. So there's a man closer up than a woman's outline. And then behind that, very dark in the shadows, is like an old, castle, But like, I don't know, like 1100s or 1300s or so, like pretty old, and a lot of darkness, and not just darkness like to the eye, but literally representing. So this is one of the things you want to do, is like when you get visions or when you get a sense or a feeling, is if it's dark, there's a million ways to interpret dark. So what is dark right now? This is darkness. That stuff is in the shadows. Stuff is in shame, is in guilt. It is hidden. It's behind these walls. It's in dark dungeons. Like, I don't see like torture dungeons, but it's like down there, where you don't want to go. There's not a lot of light in here. It's like, it reminds me of a castle that nobody lives in, like the Kingdom Lost, and there's no tapestries. It's just old. It's very old and stone and barren on the inside, and all of this. And it's the both of you. It's showing that the two of you have an agreement, and you're clearly moving in and out of being either side of that relationship, that couple. And it has nothing to do specifically with man or woman, but that you're here to complete many patterns. They're saying 3 specifically lives. And they're showing that because there's this outline shadow of the woman, very strong, very tall, standing, not meek, not sitting, not, the way that she's showing up is like, I stand behind him. I'm the power behind the throne. And then you switch, and your focus is from being that leader, and it doesn't matter if it's masculine or feminine, who's at the front or the back, okay? But it's switching into, are you the power that is seen and in the front, or are you the power that's behind? There's an inequality there. There's not being seen equally. And therefore, any choices you make right now aren't going to be based on something that makes sense. Go down into that darkness inside of you. It's parts of you that you don't know are there, or you're afraid of. You can just give yourself permission, and then it's going to start to unhook you, because the question isn't stay or go. The question is, what am I here to complete, to remember, to release, to transform, to transmute? And that means freedom, harmony, peace, and abundance for all. And it's not going to be accomplished through thinking through the how in the physical world. Those ideas will come through your alignment in spirit. Get in touch with the couple, the two of you, the bigger picture of the energy that you have. They keep showing like, and then there's this other life and this other life. So you have like cocoon inside of cocoon, like a nesting doll, right? Like many, and 3 or 4 right now. So it's not like that. It's a very different orientation to what you're looking for, what you're looking to accomplish. And the answers is in that idea of either being the one in the back or being the one in the front, and there not being equality, and that everything goes back to you. So this is within yourself, and then it's reflected within your relationship and your marriage. And then there's the aspect of the echoes of the old lives. And those are part of what you've came here to complete. So everything in our lives up to this moment is to complete a pattern, a belief, something you've been repeating at least once from other lives. Time is just a spiral. It keeps moving, cycling. Feels like maybe it's similar, but it's never the same. You're changing, you're moving. You can go backwards, you can go forward. All of this is very fluid. Start to feel that now, okay? So allow yourself to step out of the question into a very different way of feeling, of tuning into it. Okay. So beautiful. Thank you, Joanna. So one thing about intuition is that this is different than just an oracle. And yet with me, you kind of get all of it in both of them. I just said something to you. Those words meant something, triggered something. Maybe you had a feeling, maybe you had a sensation in your body, maybe you felt something leave, maybe you feel tired, you want to sleep, maybe you feel expanded, like you've just been released from something, maybe you got an aha, maybe you felt downloaded with love. There's all these things that are happening. And so give me a response, share a little bit about what you maybe felt or saw, or if it resonated, or if it made sense, or if it helped, or anything, just into the chat. Okay. And the aspect again of these things are for everybody. These are for all of us to tune into. There's a very important message right now. It's like butting in, so we're going to probably move a little faster because a lot of these questions want to come. So Marnie, hello Marnie. Marnie is next, and I saw her pop up to me earlier in the call. And so how to release terrors and agony, feeling like I can't break free, want healthy, no focus. It's this similar, right? Same thing, new cycle. Got it. Okay, sweetie. Beautiful. You're gonna hold some love. I think love and communication. So turquoise and rose quartz have stepped in to be some of your guides. And intuitive work, like we do in the Awakening course, is we tune into any realm that might want to speak. So like this, I felt first called to these. These are crystal kingdoms. These are essences. These are beings. For some reason, these energies will help Marnie, will help me, will help the message. We don't need to know. We can tune into some of it, but we trust it. We receive it. This is the first level of communication. Now this is doing some energy work with us. And there's block right here at the top of your solar plexus, right under your rib cage, right, kind of pushing up against that xiphoid process, up against the heart chakra. And it's not even like bloated, although it feels like that. It's like compacted. Yeah, just and been compacted so much because of the constant focus on it. It's like you go out like a job every day and hammer away, just adding more fear, more terror, more panic, whatever the story is, different versions of that kind of energy into this area. And it's like you clear other parts of you in order to see and focus on that. And yet it's a lot of work. You're going through a lot, but all of your focus and energy is just constantly feeding that, and that's all you're doing. And it's almost like you're throwing up and you're eating your own throw up, and you're throwing up and you're eating your own throw up, and you're throwing up and you're eating your own throw up. But it's worse than that because you're pounding it into yourself, into your solar plexus. You're compacting the ability for you to receive light, power, energy to your heart, and heart down into the wisdom of your body and the other aspects of you. So this is like you have, there's a thing called shock percussion, I think it's called, where Maria Wheatley, who's, coming on one of our retreats in the UK, and then next year here, and she's done these studies where they can measure the shock wave of a standing stone in Stonehenge or anywhere, of who worked it, who hit it to shape it, who hit it to cut it away from the rest of the rock and take it over and stick it in the circle or the temple, and whether it was a man or a woman. And so this is like you're both like pounding it into yourself, making it hard and hard and hard. And at the same time, it's like you're chiseling into the wall of the temple these messages so that you don't forget, don't forget. You've got to stop. You've got to stop. This is an aspect of this self-torture that you've been living on for so long. And things get better for a while, and then you choose. And you're the only one, like we've said, that can choose where your focus is. So wanting it means you don't have it. and wanting it, and pouring your emotion into wanting it, and feeling panic and terror that you're going to not have it or what's going to happen. And then, judging everything you do, and just seeing that horrible place. I'm stuck, I'm on a wheel, I'm in torture, I'm in hell. You're reaching deeper and deeper levels of hell. The concept of hell, the concept of being condemned by something else, and being stuck and powerless, and being constantly tortured, constantly suffering, constantly being poked with fear and some kind of challenge. Everybody is going through a hero's journey. That's why we're here. You don't have to keep going through it like the 7th level of hell, like you don't have any power, and you've danced around your power your whole life. And if you keep pounding this in here, you're just going to create a complete solid block, and your heart is going to have no life, because the more you want it, the less life you have, the less you have it. The minute you start just saying, I don't care, I'm just going to start imagining I'm in it. I'm going to be walking around with what would I want instead of panic and fear and this and that. Oh, happiness and love. And oh, I feel good and I'm floating. And oh, that was pretty good. And anything to replace it immediately, as if you are being poisoned, that someone is poisoning your food, and you need to immediately stop eating that food and start eating food that is filled with divine medicine. And that's what I'm seeing now, is that like almost like a little juice box of elixir is just getting poured right down your throat, and that you need to just open up and receive it. This is not something you have to work at. Stop clinging, stop staying attached. Stop the stories, stop talking about it, stop telling people about it, stop agreeing to it, don't think about it. Literally, the other day, I was working with somebody, and they've worked with me long enough to know that when we reach a level of their spiritual mastery, interrupting these old patterns, getting better at seeing the outside thing, oh, there's that story. Well, that's not my story. I'm going to choose this, and being freed from it. Until it is easy, and then realizing, oh my God, it was right there all along, and every level. But it was like they started to say, like, oh, I want this really bad. Oh, why can't I have this? Oh, I'm so afraid of this. Oh, this happened. Oh, I want to make sure everybody knows this, and I want to do this and that. And that the story, every time you say the story, you're making more of it. It's like you're taking a shit and then you're putting it in front of you for dinner, and then you're doing it. I'm sorry to be rude, but this is what they're showing me, and it is pretty intense, and you know it, and you're ready, and you've been ready for a long time, and you're the only one that can break free. And don't go any further till you create something very, very difficult, very hard, that can be resolved, absolutely. But you are pounding, you're putting shock percussion, you're pounding in waves and waves of don't forget, fear, attachment to, belief in, keeping it alive. Just like a plant, it's a plant. Turn your back on it. Don't water it. Stick it in the garage. Put a plastic bag over it so it doesn't get any light. Literally, let it die. Do not feed it with your thoughts. The minute you think about it, turn. The minute you think about it, turn. They're showing me like those glasses where you had slides in your, and you would go ka-ching, 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 and you were seeing through these little, whatever it was, I remember that you put slides in a little wheel and you put it there, and you could see different pictures and monuments. And usually it was like postcards and stuff, but that's what they're saying. They're saying like, just click the button instantly, immediately, boom, next, boom, next. No, that's not right. No, I don't like that. Or go through a series. Oh, there's the panic. Thank you for the panic. I love the panic. I wanted to know you were there. I'm afraid of it. Look, I'm not going to go down that road with you with the panic. Come on in. I'm going through the panic. Now behind the panic, there's a door. What's in that door? And you're going to use it to take you down there. Click, 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 follow the story. The story leads you out. The breadcrumbs lead you out. You know how to do it. Do this. It is there for you. Oh my goodness. I love you. Thank you. These are hot. These stones are just hot. So I'm going to just, that's another thing you can do. You can cleanse yourself. You can cleanse your crystals. You can cleanse a lot of things with sound, with quartz, crystals, and incense and different things like that. Okay. Olga, woo, yay. Hello, Olga. Okay, so I asked for a clear and open connection. The priestess of the mystic arts, the ancient magicians, the ancient powers that are awakening within you, Olga, is about studying mystical wisdom. You have to call on your wise past lives. You have to practice that alchemy, that lineages that you have. Maybe you're aware of, maybe you're not, but that's rising up right now. It's important for you to practice that. Is it the right time to do business collaboration with another energy healer? Let's see if we can give you, perhaps you already got the answer to that, because what I'm getting very strong is one of the oracle cards. This is actually not the card. It's an older one, but it is that priestess. And it's very powerfully saying that it's time for you to step deeper into magic, wisdom, alchemy, energy healing, whatever way you do that. So that aspect of is very, very good. I'm only seeing you, so let's see what this is. Do you see? These are questions you need to answer before you will know, you will unravel what's best. Then do the directional intuitive work we did earlier. Okay, Olga, we ask for the highest good, the channels of clear and open connection to open from the three worlds, from all the levels above and below that hold wisdom, knowledge, doorways, resources, guidance that is optimal at this time to help Olga knowing whether collaboration in business is optimal. Now, Olga, what they're asking is for you, and this is something we learn in the course, to ask a clearer question. Is collaboration with any other energy healer? Could be, they're saying could be. There's times you've done that in the past. Here's the bigger picture. If you have a person in particular, you need to envision them to get a clear answer about that. Take a moment to clarify your question. And everybody realize that if you have a specific person in mind, ask a specific question with great clarity, seeing that person, being very clear to the intuitive networks, to the intuitive levels and realms. What you're asking, is this optimal for me at this time? So is this optimal for me? And is it optimal at this time? Well, we only want to know if it's optimal at this time. Collaboration in general is not bad for you. I'm seeing like groups that can ground you, connect you to the earth more. I'm seeing sort of like a summer festival where people are dancing in circles with flower crowns, and it's very nature-based. And there's many people who are contributing to creating the space and guiding the people and providing the beautiful environment for people to sort of reconnect in their own way. That is definitely coming forward. It's not leading you. It's not jumping out in front of you saying, do this now. It's in your field. So if you'd like a deeper answer, I'm going to stay here for a second to see. And the next question is, what are you seeking by collaborating? Why do you want to collaborate? So intuitive awakening is understanding the questions go both ways, that things aren't black and white. When you come with a question, most likely that question is not well formed or involves too much emotion, or you're really asking many different things, or you haven't gotten clarity on what you are asking, and therefore the answers you get and the guidance you get can be confusing, can be not clear, and you can interpret them wrong, and then you can not trust yourself in the future. So we want to go deeper into the question, clarifying deeper and deeper how to be as specific, to feel it, to see it, to sense it. So if something comes through, you understand. So you're receiving a lot of downloads right now, Olga. They're showing me around this. There's several questions here. So I've given you those. And when you get the answers within you for why, let's say you're like, well, I'm afraid I can't fill a program by myself, or I'm looking to collaborate so that I can open my work to other new audiences. What's underneath that desire for more clients, for more business, for more people in your classes, for more money, for whatever? Okay. Are you asking a money question? Are you asking a service question? Are you asking the best way to bring yourself to people? Are you asking a best way for you to be showcased? Is that really the best way with someone else? Is this person someone you feel truly trustworthy, or are you grasping towards them? So there's just a flood of questions coming through. You're going to have a lot of fun playing with that and unraveling that, because the ideas around this is go back to one thing. Okay, Olga, you have, it's already done. Tune into the end result. See yourself with the result you want. And then let the how you did it, who you did it with, did you collaborate? Let all that go. Just go to what it is you want. What does your business look like? How often are you working? Where are you? What are you doing? What is the thing you really want to do? You know, are you teaching your energy healing to, 25 people, and you filled that because you partnered with this person who brought more people into your world, that got you on a podcast? You see what I mean? Like the how you got there, you need to put it aside. You will be fed the inspiration to go towards those things. I need you to go to the end and then to ask yourself these clarifying questions and keep getting the doors open to you until you are embodying it as much as possible. And then all kinds of things are going to come. So the bottom line that they want to share, and they said this is for many people on this call at this moment, is that the energy of the business is its own entity. It has its own life purpose. Therefore, if you are tuning into it, it is its purpose calling to you, and you calling back and saying, hey, I think I can do that. I think we have a common goal. So respect your business and let it weigh in. Okay, thank you. All right, we're going to do a few more. Oh my goodness. So here's the answer to your question, Brittany. Ask a different question. Okay, rephrase that question, because the options you gave are not two good options. So do you move forward? Yes, more information, more understanding, and then moving within the days with that information and seeing what comes to you. Moving forward in what way, with what step. Clarify. In the Intuition Awakening, we're going to be practicing, and then I'm going to be there to help people go, okay, what's the next level question? And how can we drill down really quickly to these deeper levels of truth? All right. Be patient is always like, just don't even ask that. Why do you want to ask that? What does that mean? What does be patient mean? It's filled with bullshit. Okay. Sorry. It's filled with the context of this patriarchal, it's not men, okay, just the context of the system that we were birthed inside of and conditioned by and plugged into, is that this whole thing is, oh, wait till you have more of this, wait till everybody likes it, wait till this person's done with that, wait, fuck, wait. So patience is like a weird thing. Do you want patience? Or do you want to be in the now? Do you want to be attuned to the information, attuned to the channels, attuned to the energy that's ready and willing right here with all the answers? Why would you be patient? It means you're putting everything on hold. Okay, don't talk to me. All the information that's around me, all this amazing creativity that I'm channeling, I'm just going to wait. You're not. You don't be patient. You're in process all the time. You're spiraling right now, whether you're consciously like, oh, I'm looking up a lawyer or whatever actual concrete steps are, but you're also doing it inwardly, thinking about it, questioning it, wondering what it would be like, how would it happen, what do I really want, letting it speak to you as well as you open to it. You're meeting, okay? You're in the spiral. I have a couple of surgical procedures coming up in the next 2 weeks that have me concerned, Pat. Okay, so let's start with, I can't help but take you guys into wishes fulfilled. So all these different principles that I look for ways to guide you through in your real day life, so like Brittany and many people are part of the wishes fulfilled group, is that I've been working with Brittany for a while. She comes to the classes, some of the retreats. She's, in this week to week and mastermind. She's been doing that for over a year. She's very committed. And up and down, up and down, up and down, right? So you keep going back and applying the same core tools until you interrupt the pattern, until you see from a higher perspective or a different perspective, until you ascend completely away from any emotional triggers or trying to see the solution or the how or the way out or know the answer or get the clarity. All those things are the wrong question. You're looking at it here. You go, oh, okay. Here's the question. Now you go up, you go out, you expand, you get that higher view, that bigger view, that divine view, that disconnected view, the cat energy. You got a cat energy. Don't worry about that, right? So, Pat, first we're going to just flood your field and your mind with a lot of love. So I'd like everyone to receive love, amplify the love that's coming to you. Send it to Pat. She's going to send it back. And we're going to be in a beautiful divine flow right now. We ask for love and light, love that is healing. That means becoming whole. Love that brings Pat back into her connection, back into her communication with her divine blueprint, with what are the opportunities, what are the gifts, what is the step, surgical procedures, this now. This opening, this is the path you chose. This is the path that your spirit has led you to. This is the moment of beauty and opening, a doorway. Concern what? Concern. Do you want an outcome that is uncertain, that you're concerned about, that could have one income or another? Do you want to feed your energy, your doubt, your power, your vision, and all of your sacred skills into an outcome that you don't want? If you don't want it, don't think about it. Don't ask what if, don't be concerned, don't have a backup, don't be prepared. Now, if you're going to a hospital, have somebody take care of you. If you just had surgery, take your medication, okay? Don't be silly about this. However, you are creating your reality, and the only person who can make that outcome, the most powerful and beneficial outcome, is you. So here's what you want to do. Pick that up and take it out of you. Put it in a bowl. Give it to your angels. Give it to your guides. Give it to your cheetahs or some kind of a spotted cat energy you have in front of you. And there's this big, beautiful kind of goddess hand-blown bowl that's sort of swirly with white and yellow. And you're like giving this concern to it, okay? And then what if, oh, no, that's not in my reality. Thank you. The doctor has fed me with that, and my reality, and my kids, and blah, 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 everybody's fed me this. Not my reality. Thank you. Not my reality. Thank you. Not my reality. Thank you. Keep detoxing your mind, your body, your thoughts. Step into the end result. I don't care if all you can tune into is, oh my gosh, that was the best thing I've ever done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh yes, I feel fantastic. That was the best thing I ever did. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you see how simple it is to get into the end result and to manifest from the other side? Those are deep spiritual principles that you start to live your life by and transform your manifestation and really put you back into a place of power. However, there's a sense of responsibility. So you might get mad at me. You might get mad at yourself. You might not like that answer. Many of you might come and say, oh, I want you to just say this, 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 or I want you to pet me and say, poor you, poor you. Do you want a result? Do you want to manifest? Ask any of my students here. Ask them. Is it worth going through the pain? Is it worth hating me, loving me, and whatever's in between? Is it worth going into the darkness? You are in your path either way. You are always being given the opportunity to move into the light, to move through that X, to move through the portal that has the most optimal path, but this isn't necessarily going to be easy. What if you drill down into the depths of the volcano? It's not going to be not hot for a while as you're walking out of the volcano. Okay. It's just that we're going through this. It's really powerful though, because you have a choice. Okay. And Marnie has a choice. Okay. And Marnie is so concerned. You're like, oh, with the sleep and the body and the food and the this and the that and everything. And you've divided up all of your fears and you've given them categories and you're afraid you're going to forget it. And you think you have to fix all of them. And it keeps you very, very busy. Anybody else have that? Well, right now they're showing, take all of them, put them into this bowl. Take all of them, put them into this bowl. Take them all, put them into this bowl. Stop it. Stop trying to figure it out. Stop trying to, all of this stuff. You're feeding it. So I said to my client, they started to say, oh, and then this. And then they went, ooh. And I went, no, don't say it. Well, don't say it. It seems weird at first. It seems maybe you're in denial at first, but that's a whole other class and you'll learn a lot about this intuition awakening. However, the idea that it's like with Marnie, for an example, because she's a beautiful woman. She's a very powerful woman. She's a very mystical woman, and it's right there. She knows it. And I want the best for her very much. So I'm not picking on her, but I'm using her as a really excellent example because, she had her things before and now she's talking about, oh yeah, that's right. I need to mention that my sleep, my health, my relationship, there's nothing wrong with you becoming aware with what you prefer in each area of your life. Then let it go. Then live in that. What do you want to be in? You want to be in gratitude. You want to be in happiness. You want to be in joy where you are. You want to be thinking about all the wisdom and all the strength that you gained and how wonderful it is now that you don't walk along as this emotional, toxic being, puking your energies into the world or letting everybody else's energies, vomit all over you. And it really looks like that when you allow all this stuff in your head to take and hijack your energy. So you're being robbed, you're being stolen from, and you're the one doing it. You're giving permission to drain your energy, to drain your focus, to take all of your creative power, your kundalini, everything that's wakening up right now, whether regardless of what you're doing, everybody is, and use it towards piling more crap around you, piling more negativity around you, feeding into the world. Okay. So there's an energy here where they're asking all of you to take all these parts and then just put it together. Let it come together. This is the sphere of energy that represents the things that have been holding me back, that I've given my power to, my voice to, that have information for me. This can be your most powerful guide. So in intuition, in hypnotherapy, oftentimes we go ask the fears to come up and we say things like, okay, I'm tired of this and I'm waiting for that. And when is this going to happen? Perfect. Now you've awakened it. That's an energy moving. Now you see that energy. Excuse me. Okay, I had to sneeze. Oh my gosh, it tickles. This is something that happens to me when I do this intuitive work. Woo, after a while. So, where were we? I'm not even sure. I don't even know. Okay, we got rid of that. That was fantastic. All right, good. The energies, take everything I'm saying, apply it to you, go deeper with it. Don't feed yourself a story about it. Stop yourself from speaking the story and do it with fun, because it's almost just weird at first when you don't explain yourself to people you've been explaining yourself to, or you don't come desperate and hoping that you get everything you need in this 1 hour, or, what if I don't get it right? Or what if I didn't do it right? Or what if this isn't the moment? Or what if I spend the money and then I blow it? And like, none of that is real or true unless you decide to keep focusing on it, and then they'll dial that into your reality for you, no problem. So just boom, Ben, simple, done, end of story. So now I want to dive into Leslie. Hi, Leslie. So thank you so much, everybody. I saw someone, there you are. Olga had asked about crystal for clarity, citrine. I think I said at the beginning, but I've done 2 calls today, so I don't know. Citrine is the number one for clarity because it does not lower its vibration for anything. It will not lower its frequency, regardless of how much poop is around it, how much negativity is around it. It's attuned to the gold ray. It brings in clarity, it brings in wealth, it brings in all kinds of wonderful stuff. So I recommend that. And that depends on what kind of clarity you want. Of course, like turquoise, lapis lazuli, things that work with your throat, because your throat center is a communication center on many levels, not just with the voice, then there could be clarity there, right? Black stones, like I mentioned, are really good for clearing, cleansing, and protecting anything, and that gives you more clarity. Okay. Also, yeah, I know I love obsidian. So, like, hi. Let's see. Oh, Jaguar. So I wanted to say something to Stacy Jam. Hi, sweetie. Jaguar came in meditation 2 days ago. Oh, probably led you here. Absolutely. So I just keep going deeper with Jaguar medicine, going all the way back to the Olmecs, back to the Lemurians, back to unraveling some of the wisdoms that were encoded into our heads. It's a very powerful time. And one of the things, if Jaguar is speaking to you, that maybe you might be tuning into Jaguar. We just had Ish, which is the Jaguar day the other day in the Mayan calendar. But we are having, here we go. We're having the Jaguar is the symbol for like the Maya, okay, and some others. And then I'm sorry, the Jaguar is the symbol for the Lemurians. The serpent is the symbol for Atlantis. And the Jaguar serpent combined is the new unity I spoke about. This is what we're coming into now, embodying Atlantis masculine energy, wisdom, and embodying and feathers and spirit and all that stuff that means, unconditional love, sacred wisdom, and then all of the earth energies, right, so above and below, of the Jaguar. And the red Jaguar is in your heart. And this is your heart center, and it's where you sit on your throne. And so all these energies from these ancient places are coming together, and you can access this so fast now when you open and awaken your intuition. It's really quite amazing. So I'm so happy. Okay, good. So let's see now. I know I had tuned into someone here, Leslie. Okay, good. So Leslie. Sorry about my singing. That seems to be one of the ways we're harmonizing today. I'm so excited the work I'm doing with Maria Wheatley. If you know, dowsing and sensing energies, and this mystical site in this stone was built on these spiral energies, which are yin energies, which are activating this, and this is awakening you, and this is bringing something else, and the stones and the earth and the cosmos emit colors and sound and frequency and sacred symbols. And we know that, but she's been measuring the harmonics of a lot of these sites. So we're really getting some delicious things here. All right, Leslie is taking us in a whole new direction. And I want to say a deep thank you to everyone who asked those questions, for showing up, for being vulnerable, for being you, for being on your path. I love you so much. So we're going to go into this new level of intuitive connection. Let's ask the violet flame to cleanse and clear, like flossing our body, our mind, our aura, the emotional field, the house, the finances, the bank account, all the layers and levels of self-perception, up and down, the pillar of light, the central channel, the pillar of light, the central channel, now through the wings, unfolding the wings, freeing the wings. Thank you. So that was an intuitive guidance, not just working with the violet flame, which is very common, but that thing at the end with the wings, that's not something that the violet flame does all the time with me. So that's definitely communication here for Leslie and anyone else who's receiving this message. So who are my spirit gods, goddesses here with me for the journey? Well, it depends on what journey you're talking about. You've been on many journeys. You're moving into a new journey. You're completing a journey. You have three different areas of your life that are completing a journey right now that have potential for start anew. One wants rest. One's ready to go. One's preparing. And so let's look into the guides and who wants to come forward to speak. Now we're going to reach around here. So as we connect to, excuse me, into Leslie, we're calling forward the wisdom that's optimal for Leslie at this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. There it is. I knew that was here. Okay. So this amethyst, so it's both the amethyst, the crystal, amethyst, the ray, amethyst as a consciousness, as a ascended master, and also the shape, right? So it's a, forgot what this is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a 6-pointed pillar. All right. Very, very solid, has a lot of very mountain energy. Remember, this is connected to the crown, to your royalty, to your intuitive networks, to your senses, and to your willingness to be in your own sovereignty, to know that you create your own value, your own energy. Who are my gods and guides? Well, Mercury is coming in very, very quickly. And that idea with the, specifically as Mercury, because Mercury is Hermes and then Thoth. And so a lot of cultures have a different name and a little bit different energy. But this energy is specifically coming in as Mercury. I see that like young, beautiful Greek god, mostly naked, flying in with the little wings on the, I wanted to say wrists, on the ankles. Okay, Mercury is the messenger. So this is a message, but this is about you having a messenger with you. That Mercury is the messenger of the gods. So this is right now a very, already you are attuned to the messages from divine, your intuitive messages, your guidance, where to go, what to do, all of that is available to you right now, like we're talking about awakening in the class. And this is your primary guide that is very powerful, because this is also a moving forward. I don't see him moving into you or weaving from you or taking things out from you. So you see how intuition works. You start to notice, is it solid? Is it mist? Is it colors? Is it changing? Is it ethereal? Is it remind me of something? And what is the energy of what's happening with this? No, he's like this, just like that beautiful moving forward, moving up, soft, supple, no scars, no problems, no shields, no nothing. There's no war. There's nothing on him except these little wings and this moving forward. So you are moving up. You have the messenger on your side. Are you listening to this messenger? Receive, give 3 things. 3 things. So 3 hearthstones, or 3 channels, or 3 altars, or 3 different oracle decks. Right? You get that, like that your guidance can speak to you. So Mercury is going to be the overriding one. Now there's an old woman, an old grandmother. She's got a lot of layers of clothes, and she's kind of like a gypsy, but kind of like a, not really a gypsy. It's just like lots of layers of flowing clothes. And inside of a stone, like a deep room inside of a stone building, and very wise and very old. And she's underground for a reason. She's saying she's beneath you. I think this is Ishmukane. Yes, it is. So this is Ishmukane. Ishmukane is grandmother Jaguar. She, to the Maya, is the grandmother. She is the heart of the earth. She can often be the moon, but she is the counterpart of the earth that composts, that says, give me your ego, give me your fears, give me everything you don't want. I'm going to remold it and give you back a new mask. I'm going to compost it and make you new lines of light. I'll take all your ego. Doesn't matter what you've done wrong. I don't care. I love you. And she is allowing all of you. And she is underneath. That's interesting. Yes. She doesn't look the way that I have seen her before, but very definitely that's a great guide and a power. And the third one, it's a horse. It's a horse kind of energy. It's back up on, it's kind of white, and it's big, and it's going back up on its legs and doing this. It's very strong. It's looking. It has a little bit of a mystical look to it. I don't see as a unicorn or a Pegasus or anything. Super magical realm. This is definitely more horse energy. So next year is the year of the fire horse. It's a masculine year. It's going to be a very fast year. It's going to be a very strong year. It's going to be a year of things ending a lot. And this is a very feminine kind of horse. It's very white. It almost has like a little bit of pink. It's got that magic kind of feeling to it, but it's going up on it. It's saying, we're going. Get ready. Hang on. We are building energy. I am ready to go. The minute my feet hit the ground, we are taking off. So you have the messenger going forward with you, flying above. You can rise above with those little wings on your leg. You've got Grandmother Ishmukane below you. She's in the heart of the earth. She's saying, send me all your goo, send me your fears. I'm going to transform it. I'm going to feed you back everything you need. This is that communication from the heart of the earth and the divine mother. And then you have this horse, which is this beautiful divine. There's Rhiannon keeps kind of coming to me. Epona, we're going to be working with those horse goddesses in England. With Maria, we're going to the Uffington White Horse area. Very ancient Epona energy, Celtic horse goddess energy, and also relates to the feline quite a bit. So that energy can embody the strength of masculine and the intuitive tenderness, the sensitivity, the wisdom of the feminine, embodied though in something very strong like a horse. And this is a horse that's way bigger, way, way bigger. All those different details are significant. You'll want to sit with them. You'll want to write from them. And they're just like, now that you know we're here, we're ready to go. We're ready to go. That was a sign of like, wow. It's not even like, hey, I'm ready when you are. Hey, I'm at the starting gate. When are you going to open the gate? Let me go. This is like, I'm back up. Right? You are ready. Wow. Okay. Listo, listo, listo. In la quecha, la kin. I am another you. You are another me. We give thanks to all these beautiful guides, to all these beautiful beings who've come together to share your light bodies with me, to heal together, to open doors together, to communicate together, to open the memories together. So in this sacred space, we acknowledge with great gratitude everything that has been released, everything that has been received, acknowledge, and now we're being flooded with a gorgeous, luminous, it's like violet, but it's more like pouring down like sparkles, but in a fluid and soft energy. It's dark purple to light lilac. It's energies that go from time and ages. It's moving down, showering over us, cleansing and clearing, bringing us back into our bodies, back into this moment, bringing us back attuned to our new frequencies, aligned with these messages, knowing who we are, bringing more wisdom, harmony, peace, love into the world. I am that I am, and I am here as love, peace, and harmony. I am supported. I am guided. I see it. I accept it. I notice it, and I'm ready and willing here and now in this moment to receive the intuitive guidance that is my nature, that is natural, that is my birthright. I walk as one, supported by all, and I support the all by allowing the all to support me. So it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May this circle be open, yet unbroken, and all these energies be open to each of you and anyone else into the Akasha throughout time and space that will be supported, transported, healed, awakened, aligned through this information, through any of these messages, and through any of you. Thank you so much, everyone. How wonderful. I know there were so many more questions, but how beautiful. Thank you. You're so welcome, Pat and Leslie and Dee and Archie. I'm sorry I couldn't get to you. Oh my God. Well, Marnie, what you're doing is I just told you the solution and I gave you the door and you turned around and you went back into the story. You decided, no, I'm taking my power. I'm going back in there. Okay. I'm barely holding on to life. Well, you're holding on to life and you're going to keep barely holding on to life the more you talk about that. So stop yourself from saying it. Don't say it. Don't share it with me. Don't share it with anybody. Stop thinking it. Turn your back on it. What's instead of that? Life is everywhere. It's here for me. Tune into this. This is a gift. It's here for you. You're the only person who's not receiving it. And I know how hard it can seem, but it's right there. Give it a chance. I've told you before, break down, let go, do something you've never done. Stop trying to manage it, figure it out, think about it, explain it, surrender. Okay, everybody, I hope I will see you in the Intuition Awakening Summer Camp. We're starting, I believe, on the 26th, so about 20 days or 3 weeks from now. In the meantime, when you sign up, you will start to get the bonuses. You will start to get the tuning in, and who knows what else may come forward. Thank you so much. Let's all allow ourselves to have peace and self-love and not give the world or people in difficult situations, people in war-torn countries, people being repressed, restricted, all of us at some level, let's no longer give them more pain, suffering. Let's surrender all of that and refuse to carry it. I will not promote that. I will not embody that. I will not agree to that. I will not see that. I'm a clear and open channel for the highest good of all concerned. And the way, the beauty, the love, the solution is right here, right now. I am the one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, everybody. Namaste. Take care. I will see you this week. Let's see, what are we doing this week? We're going to have a really interesting show about the magic wound. So that persecution wound or the witch wound or the wound that says, I can't be intuitive. I can't find the solution. And we're going to be doing something for the full moon. So this is a full moon week. So happy full moon.